In October of 2020, I was bored. This is when classes were starting up again and they were all virtual. I really needed something to occupy my mind without having to look at screens. And it was getting difficult to really motivate myself to do all of that work just by looking at screens all day. So I really needed something that was physical that I could do that would help me take my mind off of school. This is where Inktober comes in. Many people want to participate in Inktober, but don't know how. So, anyone with a pen can participate in Inktober. Today, I'll be talking about 3 points. First, Inktober rules. Second, how to participate. And third, we'll review some Inktober submissions by actual real artists. Let's get started with my first point, the Inktober rules. So, according to the official Inktober rules, you must make a drawing that is in ink. For me personally, I just use pens, and that is the most common way, but I've seen all different kinds of things. It's just that they have to involve ink. This is also very difficult because it's easy to make mistakes, but you can't erase ink. And this is what is part of the challenge, and something that I really struggled with in that first Inktober. According to an article by the School of Visual Storytelling, you must make a drawing each day of the month for October. This was also difficult, but I'll use an example of my last Inktober, which was October 2023. It was very busy. My family has 3 birthdays in that month, including mine, and so there was a lot going on, and classes were starting up again. It was just a lot, and so for me, managing to get one drawing out every day at that busy time was difficult. And that's what makes it a challenge. Now for my second point, how to participate in Inktober. According to an article by Pen Vibe, Inktober often posts an official prompt list, but you don't necessarily need to follow it. For me, I know that in Inktober 2021, there was a prompt that I really didn't like called Connect. I just had no idea what to do with it, so for me, instead of following that, I decided to follow something completely different and just made up my own. So for that, I just drew a couple sketches of dragons and just made that my own. According to an article by Distractify, you also need to participate by posting to a social media platform with the hashtag Inktober or hashtag Inktober followed by the year. So for me personally, I also do not do this because I don't really post my art in general. For this reason, I tend to think of this part as optional, but the way to participate is to actually post your art so that other people can see them. But either way, I still review what other people post on those hashtags. So we've talked about the Inktober rules, and we've talked about how to participate. Now for my third and final point, reviewing some Inktober submissions. According to a Facebook post by Stephanie Sabarin, there's a post called, with the prompt Scorched, which depicts a woman tied to a pole surrounded by fire, all drawn in ink. This is a more traditional sort of form of Inktober, but I wanted to show it because it's pretty much what I do, except I do more sketches and less of something so intricate. Now, according to the Wonder in Wilds website, which is a blog by Clara Dolly, she posted all of her Inktober submissions, and this is one that really intrigued me because she did them all as stamps. I've never done anything like this, but I think that it's very creative, and it shows the ways that you can really work around the rules of Inktober. This was for the prompt map. So, in conclusion, anyone with a pen can participate in Inktober. Today, we've talked about 3 points. First, the Inktober rules. For example, you need to draw or make something in ink for each day of October. Second, how to participate in Inktober. For example, you could choose whether to follow the official prompts and post on Twitter or other stuff. Third, the Inktober submission examples. For example, art pieces done by Stephanie Sabarin and Clara Dolly. So, at the end of Inktober 2020, I had 31 drawings all in ink. It was difficult, but I finished them all and I made it work.